Rings out from the away end and a long ball from Cardiff is going to bounce through to Johansson. Games like this, Nathan, it's just about who copes with the stress better a lot of the time, isn't it?
Yeah, like I said earlier, Mark, what's going to be important today for the both teams is who plays with most aggression in their game. I feel if you got to accept the responsibility. You know you're in a battle. You know you're in a relegation battle. So you've just got to approach the game. No nerves. Just get on with it. Get your head down.
Bocat, ball into the box, flashes across the face of goal. Was a good ball. Well, as a centre forward like you, that's one that you want to feast on.
Well, you're salivating just seeing that, right? You know, a ball across the box. Anytime you see a ball across the box, and it wasn't flashed across, so I would be looking at, Al-Hamadi and Baker, those players who should be getting on the end, making up that ground, and get on the end of crosses like that.
Ball into Al-Hamadi, plays it to the right, and Chamadou over there. And now back to Manhoff, who tries to find Chamadou, who'd made the overlapping run in the right-hand channel. Can't squeeze it through to him, but Stoke retained possession on the halfway line. Phillips, and now across to Wilmot. Wilmot as the centre-backs exchange passes, and Bocat on the near side, the left-back, inside his own half. Back to Wilmot, edge of his own penalty area. He turns away from Callum Robinson and plays it back across the face of his own box to Phillips, who will stride forward away from goal and then stop. Nobody comes to press him, so he just shifts it to the right. And Thompson, and now back to Wilmot. Slow this from Stoke as Thompson drops between the centre-backs to offer another passing option out to Bocat, left-hand side, 10 yards inside his own half. Junho down the line, gets a push in the back, no free kick, and Cardiff might be able to break. Robinson back into midfield, and then the long ball forward is a little bit aimless. There were challenges flying in midfield, and that lands at the feet of Johansson.
Yeah, something I've never agreed with Cardiff in the circumstances they're in is when they allow teams to come to their home stadium and build up their play and build up their confidence. You know, if you're a Cardiff City player or, the management structure, I would be looking to really press Stoke. Because let's be fair, neither of these teams are confident. You've got the advantage of being at home, so what you don't do is let your opponent get into their stride nice and early, which basically Cardiff are sitting and trying to play this counter-attack style football.
0-0 BBC Radio Stoke. We played almost 3 minutes and Wouter Berger is in
possession. Out from the back.
Don't.
Exactly my point. Yes, don't do it.
The Vale have scored against Bromley. Port Vale trying to go top of League 2 today. Lead by 1-0 at a almost full Vale Park. What an atmosphere there will be there. It's pretty loud here as well, though Cardiff City Stadium is fairly sparsely populated as the ball wiggles through to Johansson, and the Stoke goalkeeper, dressed all in highlighter pen yellow, tries to calm everything down and just bounces the ball a couple of times and then bowls it out to Wilmot inside the penalty area. And now Bocat and Stoke do try and play out from the back again. Again the press comes, and again Bocat runs down a cul-de-sac. Ashford pressed him well, and then Robertson came to join in, and
just needs that little ball inside the Berger. I think that's what he's looking for, but Berger's just slightly too high.
I was just going to say, we heard from Gary Neville in the week saying about centre-backs and goalkeepers blocking the end from the shot that came in from out there, but Cardiff still come forward, and there's a shot that's blocked on the edge of the box from Robertson, and now back out to the left. Ball comes into the penalty area. Phillips has to stretch out a leg and turn it behind, and the home fans have something to cheer.
Yeah, and Robertson really trying to get the fans going. Man of his experience will understand how important it is to have your home fans behind you, but fairness, Stoke have brought a good crew as well.
Alex Robertson then will take the corner. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger from right in front of those Stoke fans, many of them standing, some seated over on the far side in that safe standing section, and we've got a good view of this. In it comes, into the 6-yard box, headed away from about the far post, and out to Chambers on the far side. He puts it back into the penalty area. Wilmot with his second clearance in the space of 20 seconds. Puts it out for a throw-in, which Chambers will jog over to take. In fact, he's going to leave that to Perry NG, the former crewman, of course, who's a key part of the Cardiff back line now. He's been out with an injury and is back today. NG gets it back from Robinson and back to Robertson. And now the shot from distance is a decent one, fizzes past the post from Callum O'Dowda. Well wide in the end. Johansson was fairly comfortable, but Cardiff getting a bit of confidence.
Yeah, about 35 yards out on his left foot. He is capable. He's got a beautiful left foot. Seen him score from distance before, but just dragged that a bit wide. Decent strike though.
10 on the clock, 0-0 on BBC Radio Stoke, where the Potters face a massive game at the bottom of the Championship here against Cardiff City. They are third from bottom. They are 2 points and 2 places behind Stoke, occupying the final relegation place. A win for the Potters really eases those relegation worries. A win for Cardiff, but Stoke bang in trouble. That's the context. And Chamadou wins a header inside the centre circle. Manhoff has it on the far side, just into the Cardiff half, and he's deciding to have a go with his man over on the far side, O'Dowda. Then he cuts in field. It's tricky, Manhoff.
Yeah,
and he's got
feet.
Bocat on the left. He uses him. Bocat will attack the edge of the box and whip in a decent looking ball, and it's turned over at the far post from Chamadou, bursting into the penalty area. Mark Robbins gives it a round of applause. Chamadou's got his hands on his head, thought he might have done better. That was decent football.
Yeah, and it was really difficult. It was a beautiful ball in again from Bocat. But Chamadou, as you say, it's on the bounce. It's like a half volley. He tries to control it with his side foot. He's in the air, but couldn't get over the ball. Ball wound up over the bar into the crowd. But Bocat's put in 2 really good crosses in his first 12 minutes.
That was actually on the replay a better chance than it looked in real time. Did it just come in too quickly?
Yeah, I think it's on the half volley as well. So it's really difficult. You don't know whether to let it bounce or try and get there early to stop it bouncing, and just didn't make his mind up quick enough.
Cardiff with the ball over the top. Wilmot will watch that run out for, it's going to be a throw-in, 5 yards away from the byline, or 5 yards forward from the byline.
In fairness, Mark, Chamadou is a defender, so no disrespect. But
I'll let you make that point.
Yeah.
Did get his first goal of the season with his wrong foot, actually, a couple of weeks ago, of course, and says he'd like to Robinson. Back to NG. Back into the centre circle, and that's Jesper Dalland out to the left. O'Dowda will try and get a cross in. He's on the edge of the box. He cuts in field, in fact, and goes for the shot, and that's tame, and it will run through to the grateful grasp of Johansson. A lot of shots from distance early on from Cardiff. Is that a tactic?
I think you've just wound up Johansson with that shot. O'Dowda, it wasn't really a shot. It was a back pass, we'd call that. No, I don't think it's a tactic. I just think it's, they're probably adopting a policy. You get the opportunity, just shoot. They've scored from a few deflected goals and what have you. So, you don't shoot, don't score.
Decent centre-forward play for Al Hamidi. Isolated on his own, he's won a throw-in. So Stoke had possession of the ball.
I said, it was that chance very early on for Baker. I think that's something that if you don't win today, that's the sort of opportunity that end up giving you nightmares. A player of his quality should be just coming on and passing that into the back of the net. It's as simple as that.
Elsewhere in the Championship, and it is that time of the season where